Hello and welcome, my friends. The Theironhulk is back with a Transformers Prime review. Oh yes, today we are reviewing 4 Transformers Prime figures. Oh, who do we have? Well, we have Takara Bulkhead. So he does have a nicer paint job than the Hasbro version. We have the Voyager Optimus Prime, Takara Megatron, and Takara Viacon, and these 2 are deluxes. So, yeah, let's start with the Viacon. We'll have the small guy be the first. And I have to say, you know, for a first edition figure, he's not bad. He's pretty cool. We can lower here. There we go. He does sport a purple and blue paint job. And he does turn into a really sweet car, and yeah, he's really cool. I actually just saw the Robots in Disguise version of the Viacon, because remember, these are first edition figures and they are not official. It's kind of weird that Hasbro is doing that, because they're giving us completely different molds for the actual releases. I'm not really sure why they did that, but I mean, it's awesome because I get to have different versions of these guys. But yeah, the articulation on this guy, he's got a ball-jointed head, but it's iffy. It's pretty iffy. He's got really nice arms, but they're hindered by his giant backpack, which is pretty much the top of the car. Yeah, and he's got some good leg motion, range of motion. You know, he's got these cool things on his knees. Boom, pretty sweet. But yeah, I am looking forward to the Robots in Disguise version because he does look a lot more sleeker, and this guy just has a lot of kibble. Like, it's just a lot of stuff that's on him. But if you can find him cheap, like if Hasbro releases this guy in the US, I would buy a bunch of them and just build an army. But yeah, he was a bit more expensive. I bought him off of Robot Kingdom, and because he's a Japanese release figure. And I think the only difference is his face is painted silver in the Takara version, and in the US version it's not. I think that's the only difference. And you can see in his chest he's got some cool molds. He's got the Decepticon symbol. So he's a bad guy. But yeah, he's not bad. He's not a bad figure. He's alright. So moving on. Boom. Let's go with Takara Megatron. Now Megatron, he will be released in the US with the 2-pack with him and Optimus Prime, Deluxe Optimus Prime, and you get Jack, Miko, and Wrath as little minifigures. And this guy isn't bad. Like, I like him, but he has a few issues. He's got some cool articulation, like, you know, he's got pretty much the movement that you would expect from him in the show. Like, he's kind of bulky, but he's got a good range of motion, so he can do all this cool stuff. He's got a really sweet arm cannon. I think it's pretty cool. It's very nicely sculpted. And yeah, but the issue I have with this guy is he has like a lot of loose parts due to transformation. Like, this piece just kind of, boom, goes down. It's supposed to lock in and stay, so you can have, you know, some playability with this guy. And then this part right here, so everything just kind of opens up like that. And it's not very fun. But it's a great display figure, and I have to say, he sports one of the best deluxe head sculpts I've seen in a really long time. Let me just focus on his head real quick here. As you can see, like, he's a small figure. Like, he's a really tiny figure. Even for a deluxe, I do find him kind of small. But the sculpting and the paint job is amazing on his head. On his face, you can see the eyebrows. Everything is very well done. Even the teeth. Like, everything's nice and clean as well. So I was really impressed by that part. And he is a bit different than the Prime 2-pack. He's got a nice metallic finish on his chest and his head. But that's pretty much it. Like, there's really no other difference. And he's got the Decepticon symbol on his chest as well. But yeah, so that's Meg's. Not bad. I mean, you know, it could be worse. He's just, yeah. I would wait for the US version so you can buy him in the 2-pack with Prime. Because he's just, yeah. Or I would wait for the Voyager version. They just released that as well today. So I would wait for that to come out. Because this guy, he's tiny and he can't really go against this guy over here. I mean, he's pretty tiny for a big, mean, bad guy, especially from a show like Transformers Prime. So, well, let's just review this guy now. My favorite Optimus Prime figure that has been released ever. Yeah, that's pretty ballsy to say that, but it's true. Like, I opened this guy. I mean, I have to show you the packaging. It's amazing. It's this big box, and it's a window box, and he goes in there. And, you know, I got the Canadian retail version. So it's in English, French, and Espanol. So, you know, whatever. I mean, the side art is it's really cool. Like, everything about this is really nice. And you get one of these crappy stands. And it's funny because it's actually, the Voyager version is smaller than the deluxe version. But they both serve the same purpose of being useless. So this is the deluxe, and this is the Voyager. Don't really understand that, but, well, there you go. So let's look into Prime here, because I swear, like, you have to pick this guy up. If there's one Prime figure, either him or the guy I'm going to review next, Bulkhead, is a must-buy. So, first of all, this guy is super show-accurate. I saw the Takara version, and that one's even more show-accurate, but, you know, I found this guy and I just had to pick him up. He's got, you know, he comes with really cool weapons. He's got the really sweet rifle that he uses in the show. And it's funny because it has like a weird sparkly metallic like paint over. It's weird. Like it's a nice paint job. It's just, I'm not sure why it has to be sparkly. And then he has this really rubbery Energon sword. I don't really mind it. I think it looks really cool. You know, like, it's great that we're getting really cool weapons with these figures, because usually, you know, you never get weapons that are, like, really awesome with your Transformers figures. It's always, like, a third-party product that you need to buy from, you know, like Big Bad Toy Store and whatnot. But the thing that really makes this guy just kind of, like, worth your purchase is the articulation. He's got amazing range of movement. You know, he's got the ball jointed legs. He can go, like, he can bend his knee very well. His feet, they do have an issue of opening up like this just because of transformation. But you can easily, you know, just put some little bit of glue or something in the peg and just kind of make it a bit more thicker in there, so you can keep it locked in pretty well. And he also has a swivel. It's not really a waist swivel, it's something due to transformation, but for dynamic poses, it's pretty cool. Like, you can have him like that, and he looks sweet. Like, this guy, he has the quality of, like, a grade A action figure, like, almost like a mini masterpiece Optimus Prime. If I can say that. I might get in trouble, but I'm serious. Like, it's great. And everything, like, about him, like, his whole just design and style, and you look above him, you can see all, like, the inner workings of his upper body here. The wheels stay right here, and, yeah, let me show off the head sculpt, I guess. There we go. So, yeah, I was kind of disappointed. I really wanted them to make a maskless version, a faceplateless version of Optimus. because, you know, you've seen this face like a billion times. And one thing I'm disappointed of is his lack of eyebrows. I mean, the whole concept of the show was to give these characters really ridiculous, goofy eyebrows. And he doesn't have it. I'm kind of sad. Yeah. But, you know, there you go. But anyways, fantastic figure. I swear, if you find him or in a retail store or online for a decent price, I would go for it. He's definitely worth the purchase. So I'll set him back there, and boom, bulkhead. Now this guy, I have to say, he is just there's nothing that I don't like about this figure. He's just very well made. He's a very well designed figure. He's got really crazy articulation for a big, fat, bulky robot guy. The look is almost show accurate. I mean, there's a few things that, you know, you can't really change in terms of creating an action figure. There's some things that you just kind of have to keep, but and then take away. But overall, like, just the look of him is crazy good. He's got his cool weapon right here, which I always found kind of useless in the show, but it's pretty neat. I mean, he can do some, yeah, he can do that. He can, boom, knock him out. Yeah. And the transformation, like, I almost want to transform this guy on camera, but I'm not, because if you've seen my earlier Transformers Prime reviews, I'm just going to review the robot mode. You can watch Pia and Optimus and all those guys for the transformation stuff. I just like to show off the figures because I really like them. And yeah, the articulation, like, he's got really nice arms. Like, he can, whoa, he can swivel, and he's got a pretty good range of motion. And he's got nice clicky, ball jointed, ratchety legs, and then he can bend his knee a little bit. There we go. Come on, Bulk. And then his feet clamp in like that, which is kind of weird. But yeah, there you go. His head sculpt is also very finely done, except for one thing, and I'll talk about that real quick. He does have light piping on the back of his head, right here, as you can see. But it was like blocked off, and they just painted his eyes blue, which I don't mind. Like, I think it kind of finishes off the figure very nicely. He looks great with that, and the head sculpt is like extremely show accurate, which I'm very happy about. But yeah, I mean, it would have been cool to have light piping with him, because most of the characters have had light piping. But I mean, what are you gonna do? You know. Oh, and of course the paint job. I wish I had the Hasbro bulkhead, but he costs just as much as this guy does, and that's why I went with him with this bulkhead, because it looks a lot nicer. And yeah, great paint job, and everything is really nice with this guy. So here we go. I'll give you guys a quick comparison with all the TF Prime figures I have. Just set up Optimus like that. And we got Bumblebee here. They're also doing a remold of Bumblebee, which is pretty neat, I guess. I probably won't buy him. I'm pretty happy with this guy. But there's RC. Okay. And then we got Starscream, of course, one of my favorites. And they're also making a Voyager Starscream. I mean, they're really going all out with this series of figures. Like, I'm actually really impressed that they've been able to get as many figures made with this series, because animated like took forever to make figures. You know, like they started like releasing Rodimus and RC like 2 years after the show was canceled, and I just found out I found that very strange that they were still releasing figures that no one was really gonna buy except for me. So here we go. Here's the Transformers Prime series, well, first edition, I guess. I still do not have Cliff Jumper. I'm really mad. I really wish I had Cliff Jumper. But yeah, let's just do a little scroll right here. RC, Bulkhead, Prime. Oh, poor Starscream. There we go. And super nice head sculpt Megatron. Oh yeah. So there you have it. I mean, overall, like if I were to grade this series, I'd give it a solid A minus. Like, you know, that not all of them are perfect figures. I still, you know, have a little trouble with Megatron. He's great for display, but yeah, I mean, Optimus and Bulkhead, these guys in the back, boom, yeah, baby, buy them. That's really like they're just amazing figures. They just go so well with everything. You know, they maintain their CGI show look, but they also maintain sort of just like an everyday Transformers figure look. So you can set them up with like anything, and they look fantastic. So there you go. There's my review. I hope you enjoyed it. I think I'm gonna do Thundercats next. I just got Chitara. Yeah. So yeah. Until next time, my friends. The Theironhulk is signing off. Adios.